Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome to us ranking every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening in a tier list. Now, currently it is 4:40 in the morning. I'm about 8.5 hours into a 24-hour stream on my Super Deep Rot Twitch channel. I am exhausted. It has been a long day and a long evening, but I am super excited to get cracking on this. I'm going to listen to every opening, and so obviously S tier is an opening that is phenomenal. Visuals are great, song is great, everything is great. F tier is everything is bad, and then of course, you know, A is really good. It's not perfect, but it's really good. B is good, C is average, D is not good, F is horrible. That's kind of our rankings here. So without further ado, let's begin, and make sure you let me know your tier list rankings down below in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. Let's rank every Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening. Dual monsters to 7s. Let's do it. Yeah, it's very retro. It's just very retro. So what I'm gonna do also is because obviously I can see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna tier these without seeing your opinions, and then I'll kind of get a feel for whether you agree with me or not. But I love the song. I just think the visuals are really lackluster. So to me,
I'm coming to make an announcement.
To me, it's a C tier opening, and that sucks because I do like the song, but I don't necessarily think the song is incredible, and the visuals are just very you know, very kind of old school to me. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. There was a great shot of the Egyptian gods. Definitely more that was going on in that opening. The song I probably like it at the same level of, honestly, Shuffle, that is Shuffle, of, whatever the first opening is. Visuals were a little better, so I think I'll give that B. I think I'll give that a B tier. Visuals that the opening VOD does. Listen, it's a D or an F. I don't know if I want to give it an F. But it's just, I don't like the song. I don't think the visuals are spectacular. And that part, he does it twice. It's just a very annoying sound. I'm gonna have to give it an F. I've always felt like that is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening. I don't think there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Opening that I would put below that. Song is good. I like the song. I'm going to give it a B tier. I don't think it's anything spectacular. I don't think it's great. I just think it's a good, solid opening. So for me, it's a B tier. I like the song a lot, and I think the visuals are pretty solid. Same guy who did Go Forward and Calling in VRAINS. Obviously, this was his claim to fame with Yu-Gi-Oh! Well before then. The only question that I have with this opening is whether it's an S or an A. I don't think many openings are going to end up being in that S tier. The S tier for me is, like, phenomenal. And I don't want to have, like, 8 S tier openings, but I'm going to go A. I'm going to go A. While I love the song, I think there's a lot of other songs that I prefer. I think the visuals are really good, though. And you can see how much they've come from their first opening. So I'm going to go A with overlap. But I'm not going to put it in the S tier. Yeah, this is a tough one. I know this is one that a lot of people clown on. I really just don't dislike it as much as a lot of people do. To me, it's an okay opening, and to me, okay is C tier. I think there's a lot of people that would probably put this D or F. I'm not going to go higher because there is a portion of the song that just feels very awkward. I think the visuals for a first opening are fine, but yeah, there's a portion of the song that I don't love, so to me, it's going to be a C tier. I mean, this is the longest episodic opening, I'm pretty sure, in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. I think this covered like 80 episodes. Transcended seasons. I think GX has some banger openings. It's an A. Again, I'm not going to be... S tier to me is like perfect, but that's a very, very good opening. Boy. Sad opening, man. Really sad opening, but I mean, it fits the arc really well. Boy, I am going to, I think this is going to be our first S tier. This is an opening that has really grown on me pretty significantly over the years, and I just think that it's to capture the tone of what that arc is and what Judai is going through is incredibly well executed. And that subtle switch up as well between versions of all of his friends looking happily and then looking kind of angrily and disappointedly at him at a certain switching point in the arc, I just think is phenomenally done. I think the song is phenomenal. I think it's one of the best song-wise openings we've ever had, and I just think the visuals capture it really well. So yeah, for me it's an S tier. Yeah. I mean, I you know, you guys know how I feel about the opening. I still think it's one of the best openings ever in Yu-Gi-Oh. I love the opening. I love the song. I think song-wise, it's one of the best songs. And yeah, I mean, it's an S tier opening for me. Yeah, I mean, it's still one of my favorite openings ever. So I think GX has 2 S tiers, and I think they have an A tier as well. As I said, GX just has really good openings. I think probably the best openings consistently of any Yu-Gi-Oh. I still stand by the song just sounding bad. And so combining it all, it's a D tier opening for me. And for the longest time, I had that as one of the worst openings for me personally, but and it still is, but I think the visuals definitely help it a lot, but I just think the song sounds horrible. I think the song is terrible. It's like, yeah, that is I mean, still to date, one of my favorites, if not my favorite opening ever. That's an S tier for me. I know that there's going to be kind of like a few S tiers between GX and 5Ds. I don't know if any other show is going to reach an S tier opening. There might be 1 or 2 here or there that I'm like, oh, that is actually a really good opening. But to me, Last Train is just phenomenal. It's just a phenomenal opening. Phenomenal. I'm gonna. To me, it's not a meh opening. I think it's good, and so there's a couple shots in it that look kind of strange, but to me, it's a good opening. I wouldn't say it's great or amazing, but it's a good opening. So I think B tier is kind of where I would put it in. Great shot of Zone's room with the Arc Cradle and Zone in the background. Yeah, listen, I'm a big fan of that opening. I think it's no, we don't. No, sorry, Mark. I do love Mark, but I don't want to get copyright. To me, it's an A tier opening. It's an A tier. Maybe it's just something about the rock vibe of Masake Endo's voice that I just can't put any lower than A. But I think it's a great opening. I think it's, you know, I'm just surprised that it gets slept on as much as Going My Way. I mean, Going My Way is better. I'm not going to deny it, but there's a lot of people who love Going My Way, hate opening 4, which I'm surprised. I'm always surprised to hear that. So to me, it's an A tier opening. Great ending shot as well. Crimson Dre, it's just so good. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's no secret that this is going to be an S tier for me. I mean, much like Last Train, I think that and Last Train are 2 of the best openings ever. So yeah, it's an S tier for me. Yeah, I'm a fan of that opening. I think I'm gonna put that opening in B tier. It's good. I don't think it's not great or fantastic to me, but it's a good opening. I understand that fast rap might not be for everyone, but I'm a fan of the song. I really am. I think that's where is it? I think that's gonna be an A for me, honestly. I really like Braving. I like the symbolism that's in it, but not only the symbolism, I think the opening does a really good job of foreshadowing what's to come without giving a crazy amount away. I think there's some really cool shots in it, and ultimately, I think it's a really cool song. So for me, it's a solid A tier. Really good opening. It's a no-brainer A tier for me. Maybe even Fringe S. No, we're not there yet. maybe even Fringe S, but I think it's a really solid A tier opening. Yeah, I mean, the visuals aren't bad. I don't know, that whole opening has always kind of bored me. I think I'm just gonna do C tier. Okay, we're okay. I think I'm just gonna do C tier. I don't know, the whole opening has always kind of bored me, so I think I'm just gonna, it's an okay opening. And the visuals aren't bad. I like the Barian hints, but yeah, it's to me, it's nothing special. This is the type of opening that if I was covering Yu-Gi-Oh back then, I'd love, because I could, the amount of visuals there that I could potentially, talk about. But the song, I don't like. The visuals are boring for the first half, and then they definitely pick up. Yeah, I'm gonna put it D tier. I've just never been a fan of Dualism of Mirrors. I've never liked the song. It's not a good sounding song to me. And listen, it not being a good sounding song is the same reason why I have 5D's opening 1, Kazuna Bonds, in D tier. So I think it's only fair. It's not often, by the way. There's not many songs that I really don't like. Wild Drive, which is in our F tier, and the 2 in our D tier, I just don't like the songs. But that opening, that's one of the only openings, I don't remember anything about that opening, man. I don't remember anything about it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in B. I think I'm gonna put it in B. I think D, we're not there yet. I think I'm gonna put it in D, a B. I used to think that was like as good as like Last Train and Going My Way. I don't know how I ever thought that, to be honest, but it's a good opening. It's not fantastic. It's a good opening. I think it's fair for its final arc. So definitely, as a lot of things grow on me as time goes on, that one kind of, as time passed, I guess the recency bias wore off a bit, and I was like, oh, this isn't at the same level nearly of like Last Train or Going My Way or anything like that. So I think that a lot of people are pretty low on that opening. I think it's a fun opening that fits early Arc 5 very well. I also think that for a first opening, the song is actually pretty cool. I'm going to put it B. I think it's a little better than average. I think it's a little above average. I think that's probably higher than a lot of people would put it if I had to guess based on the conversations I've had with people. But I think that the opening, it's a fun opening. It shows off Yuya and his entertainment style really well, and that's what obviously the focus was very early on in Arc 5. Compared to the other openings, it's one of my least favorite Arc 5 ones, but that's not to say it's a bad opening. I put it at B tier. It's an A or S for me. Yeah, I think it's an S. I think it's an S. Burn is, it's super good. It's just the song I love. I love the vibes that it gives off, and I think the visuals are really cool, especially when the chorus hits. Yeah, I really like Bird. To just see them. That's an S tier, A tier, excuse me, opening. I really like it. I think it's a great opening for the Synchro arc. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good opening. I think the song is fun. I think it's really enjoyable. The question is it S or A? It's very good. I think it's an S tier, actually. I really do. That's an opening that has kind of grown on me through the years, but I think that is... I put Burn ahead of it if I had to rank the Arc 5 openings. Burn to me is still the best Arc 5 one. But man, the Arc 5 openings have grown on me throughout the years. Outside of Pendulum Beat, which we'll get to, they're all B tier or above. I mean, Light of Hope, which we're about to listen to, is also in that A-S-B range, 100%. Arc 5's got some great openings, man. And yeah, Kirafuda, I think the song is great. I think the visuals are great, and it's definitely an opening that's grown on me. And for me, it's an S tier. It's an A tier. It's an A tier. Wow, Arc 5, man. I'm looking at it now. Like Arc 5's first 5 openings are all, in my opinion, really, really good. It's an A tier. Super good. Captures the feeling of Heartland and the feeling of Yuya still wanting to be an entertainer super well. The song is really, really good. Yeah, I think it's one of those, again, fringe like S's, but it's A for me. Yeah, it hasn't really grown on me. And listen, maybe I've judged it a little unfairly because I associate it so heavily with the end of Arc 5. Maybe that is part of it. It's not an F tier for me, but it is a D tier. I think it is a below average opening. Especially the bar had been set so high. But the 5 previous Arc 5 openings, which you see, 2 S's, 2 A's, and a B, 5 really good openings. And so I'm not a fan of the opening. I mean, I've always liked With the Wind. I've always liked the opening. I think I'm gonna put it at A. I've always liked With the Wind. I don't hate the opening as much as I think most people do. I don't think it's a good opening. I would not call it a good opening. It's a C tier for me. It's average. I think maybe it's fringe C, D. It's definitely closer towards D than it is B. Went on too long. I don't think it's definitely not Kameru's best work. I mean, he's had 3 Yu-Gi-Oh openings. That's his weakest for sure. The visuals were not updated well, and I don't think the visuals were incredibly compelling. So I think you could make the C, D case for me. I am a big fan of that opening. And I'm gonna put it right next to With the Wind in A tier. I think that VRAINS had 2 really good openings and a mediocre one in the middle that unfortunately lasted for 50% of the show. But yeah, calling is great to show the struggle between Playmaker and Human Eye, who obviously kind of betrayed him and is going against humanity. I thought there's a lot of cool shots in opening 3. I think it's a really hype opening leading to the final battle between Playmaker and Eye. Does it make what's going to happen in the show a little predictable? Yes, that's also because the show only had like 17 episodes left after the opening debuted, but still think the song's great, and I really like it. It's an A tier for me. I'm going to put it B. It's very borderline for me. You know, it's not like Believe, which to me is a solid B. It's very borderline to me. But I'm gonna put it B. 7's opening one. I think it's a really good opening. Some of the visuals are kind of generic, kind of basic, as you would expect with the first opening. Song carries it more than the visuals. Song is great, and yeah, I'm gonna put that as a B tier opening. But that is an S tier opening, in my opinion. I love that opening. I love the opening, and yeah, it's an S tier for me. Among English openings, I'll give it B. I'll give it B. I think it conveys what it wants to convey, but it's very nostalgia. I think it's very nostalgia. Yeah, it's good. I don't think I've ever been as high on the GX English opening as some people. I'll give it a B. I know some people love it. I'm sure I'll get chastised for not putting that higher. I think it's good. To me, I don't think it's fantastic, but it's good. It's good. Yeah, I mean, it's really good. I'll do A. I'll do A. I don't know if I'm gonna give any. It's really good. Listen, that is, where is it? That's an S tier for me. I mean, I'm sorry, that's the best one. That's 100% the best English dub opening. 100%. Phenomenal opening. In the space of the English dub openings, it's that and Hydra Drive are the top 2, for me. But, holy shit, man. I haven't heard that one in a while. That one is so good, dude. Such a good opening. Yeah, that's gonna be a C tier. It's fine. Yeah, it's cool. I'll give it a B. I'll give it B. I think it's a fun song, but that bird at the end. I always thought that bird at the end was gonna have more meaning. Bird at the end did not have meaning. Yeah, kind of, right? I mean, I'll put it C tier. I mean, we got GX opening 3 and opening 4 is S tiers. 5D's opening 2 and 5. Arc 5, 2 and 4. 7's opening 2, and the Zexal English opening have a good amount of A tiers. And listen, as you can see by this chart, most of my thoughts on the openings are that they're good. I think more Yu-Gi-Oh openings are good than they are bad. I mean, there's only 4 Yu-Gi-Oh openings that I don't like. Duel Monsters opening 3, 5D's opening 1, Arc 5 opening 6, and Zexal opening 5, Zexal 2 opening 2. There's a few that I think are okay. There's a lot that I think are good. There's a lot that I think are very good. There's a lot that I think are excellent. So I think that's kind of the balance that I thought I would get when I kind of tiered these out.